Shedeur has really good vision of the field. He'll say things in practice sometimes. I'll be like, what did you get there? Or I'll see something on the field that doesn't resonate with me. And then when I go back and watch it on video, he might be throwing the deep post versus a post safety look.
For him, it's one of his superpowers is athleticism. And I think Shedeur's come miles in terms of his progressions, getting the ball out, his understanding of concepts. I think he's really, really come a long way.
Browns QB coach Mike Bajakian has cleared the air on Shedeur Sanders, and what he said should make every single doubter in the Cleveland media go completely silent. Bajakian came out and declared that Shedeur Sanders has blown him away in training with his vision. He said it candidly, without hesitation, and without any of the vague diplomatic language you usually hear from coaches trying to protect their depth chart. He said Shedeur Sanders can see things on a football field that even the coaches themselves sometimes cannot predict. That is not a compliment. That is a revelation. Here is what makes this so significant. Bajakian described specific moments in training sessions where Shedeur approached him after certain throws and pointed out something about the safety alignment of the defense. Not just a general read, a specific, precise observation about where a safety was positioning himself and what that told Shedeur about the coverage being run. And here's the part that should stop everyone in their tracks. Bajakian admitted that he could not fully comprehend what Shedeur was pointing out right there on the field in real time. He had to go back and review the film. He had to sit down, pull up the footage, and study the exact moment Shedeur was referencing. And when he did that, when he saw it on the screen, he understood exactly what Shedeur had seen. In the moment, during the rep, before anyone else in the building had processed it. Let that sink in. A veteran NFL quarterbacks coach, a man whose entire professional life revolves around reading defenses and understanding coverage structures, had to go to the film room to catch up to what a second-year quarterback was seeing with his own eyes in real time. That is not normal. That is not something you teach. That is a football mind operating at an elite level, and Bajakian was honest enough and confident enough to say it out loud.
He might be throwing the deep post versus a post safety look in what is maybe a jog through type of tempo, but then sure enough, I see that the post safety sat on the crosser and gave us a post over the top, and so his vision with his work ethic.
But Bajakian did not stop there. He went on to praise the way Shedeur throws the football into deep areas of the field, launching it over the top of defenders with precision and timing. He said the deep ball is a genuine weapon in Shedeur's arsenal, something Shedeur was born with, and that the way he delivers the ball to those areas is a product of natural gifts combined with elite coaching at the college level. He gave credit to the system Shedeur came through. He acknowledged that Shedeur arrived in Cleveland with an understanding of the game that most quarterbacks do not develop until their fourth or fifth year in the league. And then he said something even more important. He declared that Shedeur Sanders is not just talented. He said Shedeur is a hard-working athlete, that the vision, the understanding of the game, the football IQ, and the relentless work ethic are all there together in one person. And Bajakian said all of that with complete confidence. Now look, Bajakian is not operating in isolation here. Todd Monken has been equally adamant. The Browns' offensive coordinator has been on record saying that Shedeur Sanders has come a long way and that he is miles ahead of where he was at the start of last season. Miles ahead. That is a significant statement from a coordinator who is running the offense and deciding who his quarterback is going to be. And now you have the quarterback's coach echoing the exact same message. These are not two men reading from the same PR script. These are two football professionals who watch Shedeur Sanders operate every single day in practice, and they are independently reaching the same conclusion. He is the guy.
His progressions, getting the ball out, his understanding of concepts. I think he's really come a long way.
The defense was able to have a couple heads up.
And what has Shedeur himself been doing while all this noise swirls around him? While the Cleveland media cranks up its usual machinery of doubt and negativity, Shedeur has been down in Colorado putting in work, training on his own, preparing his body and his mind for the training camp sessions that begin later in July. He is not distracted. He is not rattled. He has seen this before. He has dealt with doubters his entire life, and every single time he has responded the same way, by going out and performing. The Browns media knows something. They know that if Shedeur Sanders becomes the confirmed starter and goes out there and wins games, their entire narrative collapses. Their credibility takes a hit they cannot recover from. So they are pushing harder now than they ever have before, trying to create enough public doubt that even a good performance can be dismissed or minimized. It is a strategy built on self-preservation, not honest analysis. And here is where Colin Cowherd becomes the most important voice in this entire conversation. Cowherd has been one of the loudest and most detailed defenders of the statistical record, and what he laid out recently should be the final word on this debate. He went through the numbers from Shedeur's last 7 games as a starter and pointed out something that the Cleveland media conveniently ignores every single time. Shedeur Sanders had more touchdown passes in that 7-game stretch than Josh Allen. Let that land for a second. Josh Allen, arguably the best quarterback in the NFL right now, was outscored at the touchdown level by a second-year player operating behind the 31st ranked offensive line in the entire league. Cowherd also noted that Shedeur matched the touchdown totals of Sam Darnold and Jordan Love across that same stretch. And he did all of that while absorbing 23 sacks behind a line that gave him almost no time to operate. Cowherd has gone on record saying he believes this Cleveland Browns team can win 6, 7, maybe 8 games this season with Shedeur as the starter. He is not hedging. He is not softening the take. He is committing to the idea that Shedeur Sanders is a quarterback you can win with in the NFL right now in year 2 with a better offensive line around him, a more experienced supporting cast, and a full year of the offensive system under his belt.
You heard right. He had as many total touchdowns behind that putrid O-line as Darnold, Herbert, and Jordan Love. Okay, so you can tell me what you want to hear. I'm going to give you numbers. He was productive, mobile enough, big enough, accurate enough.
So let us put this all together. You have the quarterback's coach saying his vision is something coaches cannot even fully comprehend in real time. You have the offensive coordinator saying he is miles ahead of where he was. You have the general manager calling his development phenomenal. You have the numbers showing he outperformed Josh Allen at the touchdown level during his stretch as a starter. You have Shedeur himself down in Colorado putting in extra work before camp even opens. And you have the Cleveland media screaming louder than ever, which is always the clearest sign that the narrative is slipping away from them. When training camp opens and Shedeur Sanders lines up with that upgraded offensive line in front of him, with Jerry Jeudy and Harold Fannin and those weapons around him, everything is going to become very clear, very fast. The coaches have already told you what they see. The numbers have already told you what he is capable of. The only people still pretending otherwise are the ones with something to lose when he succeeds. And when he does, every last one of them is going to be exposed. Shedeur Sanders is going to be the QB1 for the Cleveland Browns, and that conversation is over.